Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Warhammer 2 Total War as the High Elves. So,
ready to serve.
As our army advances towards fortified camp of Thomas Miller here, the enemy grows in number, and it's quite an orcish thing of them to do, really. That's sort of what they do, and why they're a big threat. But I have full confidence in a couple of things. Right, it's good as long as it's not just one thing. It's very good, right? I have full confidence in a couple of things. Those things are as follows. A, my quality of troops. Because they have essentially just Savage Orcs and Savage Orc Araboys. This is easily swept aside by pretty much anything that's not a basic level 1 infantry. Second of all, I have full confidence in their inability to maintain 3 armies in the same province at the same time. That is ridiculous. 2, I'll accept. 3 in the same spot on the map is ridiculous. I do not believe they can do that. That's about it. There's 2 things. If both of them or either of them turn out to be not so true, we're in a bit of a tight spot, right? But it should be fine. It should be fine. We're going to move in with the character who I haven't named yet. And I just realized this because Trillian is a princess, and not many people want to be princesses. Okay? I mean, putting it out there, not many people want to be princesses. So, spell his name with 2 M's. God, this is embarrassing. It's 1 M, isn't it? Juggernaut, are you checking? No. Maybe. Tell you why most people don't want to be princesses. The overwhelming majority of my viewers are males. YouTube statistics. It's 2. Yes, it is. It is totally 2. And I totally remember. Okay, I totally didn't check. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, actually. It's kind of, I don't know, I'm not too happy or unhappy about it. Not quite sure how to feel. But there's fewer and fewer, like, over the course of, like, several months, there's fewer and fewer female viewers on the channel, which is kind of understandable considering the type of stuff we play here. Not exactly, you know... I feel like I'm going to say something that's horribly offensive, and I don't want to do that. Not for fear of anything, I just don't want to do that. But, you know, you get where this is going, right? Not exactly the playing games that attract a large proportion of the female demographic, let's say. And, as a result, it's entirely understandable. But, yeah, it's been like one of those weird things that popped up the other day. Oh, let's go and assassinate. So essentially what I'm saying is this is turning into a bit of a sausage fest. Sorry, had to be said, because it's true. Not everything that's true has to be said. True. True, on that we'll agree. I don't know. Like, I guess assault units? What specialists do? Ah. Your action costs 0 success chance +1. Wow, I am amazed, yeah? 1% extra chance of doing stuff correctly. Wow, I am astonished.
At your service.
Okay, you gonna move out of there? Like, anytime soon? Probably not.
We are the guardians of order.
Who seeks me?
Okay, research available. A recall colonists. Huh. -5 upkeep, -10 recruitment cost. Martial law. Talons must charge them. It would be one of these two. Actually, we do have stuff down here as well, don't we? We have cultural advancements. Oh, healing salve is good, though. We need cultural advancements. We need culture, ladies and gentlemen. Culture. That will set us apart from the savages around us. Culture. Art. Literature. Poetry. That is what we need in times of total war. Look. It's a little bit stupid, but it works. It's not a little bit stupid anymore. It's not stupid at all. But on the flip side of things, we have been investing a lot of resources into the military might of this great nation. This ever-expanding great nation. So, might as well pour a little bit of that money into culture, right? It's all fine, don't worry. There we go. This thing is gonna it might not. Let's see.
Attack.
Are you gonna rebel? No, not really. Okay.
March.
Force march.
Very well.
Though I doubt it's gonna help. I think it's the same amount of turns to get there anyway. But still, good practice. Well, it's a good practice to do that.
Your command.
When there's no chance of them being attacked
Set
or
it
anything. Send you over.
You need me? Moving off.
Put you on the shoreline here, but you're not going to really move anywhere until I
Lord of Ulthuan.
recruit everything I need to recruit into you. Archers? We'll do archers. Okay, cultural advancements. What do we have? The Waystone Network. Campaign movement range plus 10. Hero action success chance plus 5. Maritime Empire. All sea regions are made visible to your faction. And ports get built quicker. I'd like this. I'd like this slightly more. Yes, I would. I would like that slightly more because I like moving around on the map. Matter of fact, if you're not aware of this little fact, you spend quite literally the entire game moving around on the map with units. So, yeah, just bear that in mind. Okay. Enough with the dumb jokes. Essentially, we're just waiting for this army, right? Yeah,
Standing by. For honor.
See if you can't assassinate him, though.
Others in the dark.
Hey, look at that. You wounded him. Good.
Others sing their praises.
Get better at stuff. I imagine him reporting to the High King at one point. Like, my king, I've successfully, done your bidding. I'm like, yeah. Get better at stuff, though. Yeah. Right.
My way.
I'm out. Peace. See ya. What's this do? I mean, not much of a caster. I think in camp is the best thing here for you to do. Yeah, because you can get attacked, and getting attacked while encamped is a hell of a lot better than getting attacked while on the march. Plus, they do have two armies there. I don't exclude the possibility of both of them suddenly getting the courage in their guts to move out and get rid of the high elves on the hill, as it were, right next to them, but... Oh, I woke up at like 2 AM and I haven't gone to bed yet. I went to bed at 10 PM, woke up at 2 AM. And I'm going to be sleepy for the rest of the day, apparently, but... Hell, I tried to do all this stuff. You might notice that this is the same line of conversation that was in the previous Tarkov episode. Yes, it is indeed the same day, and it is indeed, furthermore, the same time of day. See, it all ties in. As if there's one person producing all of this. Self-depreciating jokes aside, though.
We are pure of heart.
Let's see, can we...
Consider it done.
Tremble
Tremble before me.
Soon, okay.
What do you require?
Success is too low, can't assassinate. Okay. In which case, go across the border. Does that literally not make a difference?
Lustrian strength will
No, it does not, because there's only this province across the border and it has nothing in it. Okay.
Lord of the field.
Fair enough.
ready to serve.
I think you did your part well, though. Why don't you head on up here? Now that should increase my income by a little bit. If not now, then maybe next turn. I'm not 100% sure about how it works and all that, but I think it should.
Their skill is well known.
Okay. You, Earthling, I suppose. Even though we don't have a high miscast chance anyway.
Princess.
Kind of worth it.
I shall continue later.
Yeah, what's the fastest way for you to get,
I will
like,
begin
there?
again soon.
That's straight
I need
through,
a
yeah?
moment.
Okay.
Let us rest here. I will begin again soon.
Ready to serve.
Couple of turns, then. You sit in that stance because nobody else is sitting in that stance in the entire army, so... What do you mean that's not a good enough reason? That's the reason I'm providing.
Who calls?
Ah, Talea of the Southern Realms. Hi.
Deliver your message.
Could I interest you in a little bit of trade of the elven variety? No?
Trenched craven tail.
Clan Rexus, no, thank you.
Norska.
Norska? In my backyard?
A timely arrival. My warhounds haven't eaten in days.
Lovely. Do you too?
Mistress of the Undying Forest. We have much to discuss. Come.
You want military access? Lovely.
Burden of the shadow.
What about you? Do you want military access?
Very well.
Lovely.
At your service, our great king welcomes you.
Do you want a non-aggression pact?
I think not. Elf ones defend.
Why do you dislike me a little bit too much? No apparent reason. You want military access? Yes, you do. Good. Good, good, good. Why do you dislike me? Right, great power, treaties with those guys. Pfft. Okay, why do you like me? Many, many reasons. See? You absolutely despise me on the other hand.
Will be your undoing.
That's a little bit not nice, but hey. Lord has not moved. Lord will not move for like the rest of eternity. Or at least until he gets siege equipment. Next. Got some population surplus, a relatively okay amount of money to invest in said surplus. Expand our buildings, but it's not doing all too great. It should, though, when we clean up the eastern end of the sort of peninsula that we have here. Does the entire peninsula have a name, like, from here to there? I genuinely don't know. I don't know a lot of lore about Warhammer Fantasy. 40k, all up in that. By the way, I need to make a video on that. I found a website with, like, dirt cheap books. Like seriously dirt cheap books. And they're shipped for free.
Your best.
Right, so, like, ordering a few Horus, or even one Horus Heresy novel, or, let alone, like, one of the bigger books, in, you know, my current predicament and in my current geographical location, from something like Amazon or whatever, costs, like, I don't know, $60, $70 for me sometimes. Yeah, you can find it for a lot less. Okay, fair enough, I'll give you that. But, you know, still, it costs a stupid amount of money. Whereas, like, for someone in the UK or from someone in the US, costs, like, I don't know, $10, $15, $20, something like that. And that is just absurd. Like, $70, $80, $90 for a book. Outrageous. Found this website, or actually someone showed me this website. This is Book Depository, I think it's called. First of all, the selection they have is, I mean, this is the fucking Alexandrine library, or the Library of Alexandria, right? Before it burned down. I need to clarify that. And they have bloody everything I could think of, right? I'm sure, of course you're going to find something that they don't, but pretty much everything that I have a remote interest in, they had. From, like, more nerdy gamer stuff, to, like, serious classics, to some vague books and of sci-fi that I was curious about, and stuff like that. And it's, like, dirt cheap, like $6, $7 per book. That's, like, when they're not on sale. And they have sales of, like, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50% off. Free shipping, by the way. But how on earth does it cost $7 to ship something from the wherever to here? I don't know, but apparently it does. I may have to pay local. It's not local shipping, because the word shipping implies the use of a boat or ship. I suppose it will be boating then, eh? But, you know, it implies the use of a ship. It's actually, here it's a van, so it will be a more, you know, lexically correct term would be vanning. But yeah, to have it transported from, like, the border or whatever the hell it arrives to my home address, I might have to pay, like, $2 or something like that. And yes, we don't pay in dollars, but I'm converting it for you to make it more simple. I may have to pay that, but at the end it will be, like, $9 for, like, a high-quality book of whatever description you want. That is dirt cheap. Absolutely dirt cheap. I saw these prices at, like, the book fair in Belgrade.
It's a blessing.
But that happens once a year and lasts, like, a couple of days. And the selection, between me and you, I don't like dissing my own capital city, but it's not that great. They usually have a theme and they have an agenda, right? A political agenda. Yes, they do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They usually have a theme to them, and they have some type of agenda to push. It doesn't have to be, like, necessarily evil or propagandist or whatever. Like no, it wasn't last year. It was like a couple of years ago that I went. The agenda was promoting and really forcing and pushing Chinese literature, specifically Chinese literature. Communist China approved Chinese literature, right? That was the entire idea. They just pushed that, and it's so apparent. It's like, it's difficult to get to what you want to get without having someone shove some Chinese either quality stuff or garbage down your throat. You don't really know, but still being shoved down my throat, right? And sometimes it's a lot more directly political in the sense that you would think. But yeah, still. It's, yeah. But there they have those prices, and like I said, the selection isn't all too great. I went with a good friend of mine a couple of years ago. It was like 3 years ago, I think, and he was looking for comic books. Like, he was looking for old comic books, specifically, and I had one comic book series in mind. I was like, if I could find that, I'm spending some serious dough on that. Like, to collect as many as I can, and
Your orders are reasonable.
I think it was 3 years ago. At this point, I genuinely do not remember what the collection was called, even.
Ready to march.
Oh, are you kidding me?
As your lady. Treading lightly.
Let's do that, I suppose.
Lethal
This is
grace
terrible.
given form.
So I have a plan, though. Don't you worry. I have a plan.
Master of the White Tower. Off I go. Inspecting the garrison.
Fear not this night. Attrition is appalling in this area, which is exactly why they're here, by the way, just so you know. They're aware of the attrition, and that's exactly why they're here, to torment me.
On to adventure.
Regardless, though, plop down a harbour, and do we even need a plaza here? Not really, right? I prefer money.
Lord of the Phoenix.
Okay, well, that's not moved. But at any rate, where was I going with this? So yeah, I couldn't find the. I can't remember the name of the comic book series or the comic book. Call it a series? You do, right? Issue, whatever. But it's like an. I don't know this lingo because I don't read a lot. In case you couldn't tell. I don't read a lot of comic books. It's been ages since I picked up a comic book, but yeah. I'm not sure how you would call this because. Sure, there's issues. There's like I'm at a bit of a loss. I know what I mean, but I'm not sure if there's a word for that, and I'm pretty sure there isn't, because they didn't have like different. Okay, so you know how, for example, the Flash comic books or Deadpool comic books, you have like one issue and then a couple of years later you have another, and then you have like this focuses on this sort of story, and then you have like a couple of years something else comes up, and it's like a series of comic books, but they all sort of revolve around this one theme or one general sort of bunch of comics that's released. It's like, you know what I mean? Well, this didn't have that, right? This was all sort of a one package deal, right? Everything was released immediately. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. I think it was like the Fourth Element, or no, it wasn't the Fourth Element. It was the Four Elements, or something like that. Sounds familiar, at least.
Traveling.
Something along those lines.
I serve the Phoenix King. Moving out.
Can I offer?
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. You're now gonna move sort of in this general direction.
Princess.
You're going to meet up right there. You're going to both fortify for a couple of turns, get yourselves back into shape, and then storm the Bastille. I mean, storm the enemy city. Yes. And cause a elven revolution in there. Yes. That's exactly what's going to happen.
My infinite knowledge is yours.
Down to the T. Yeah? At least I hope so. The more likely alternative, both of these armies attack that one. Look, so long as you're aware of what you're doing wrong and what's going to happen, like, a little bit is forgiven, right? Okay, we do have more movement speed now, though. That should help. Maritime? Dunno. I think I prefer that. It's just 2 turns and we need it.
How can I assist you?
Okay, confirm. my fingers and hope that it all goes well. Why was I talking about the book depository and the comics? What was the point of this entire thing, though? Here's the thing: they sell, like, it's not completely unrelated to everything and anything I do here, or to the video you're watching. If it were, I wouldn't be talking about it. I'd save it for like a live stream or something. It's related because Book Depository actually sells Warhammer stuff. So I've ordered some copies of the Horus Heresy, a couple of those, and I've spent. Look, I'm not afraid to admit that I've pretty much spent everything that I have on my bank account. As long as you call it, right? So long as you call it. We can't retreat while in march stance. Lovely. Okay, let's fight. If we lose... Does everyone die? Pretty sure they don't. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't intend on losing, though. However, if we lose, I'm going to make sure that I lose by murdering and wiping the floor with both of the armies that are attacking me. So then the army of Command-Licious can just storm in and, you know, storm the Bastille or whatever I said previously. But you know, there's you know when a player cares more about the game than the developers? It's a bit of an issue. They were in front of me, dude. Both the armies were in front of me. Tell you what, we can use this to my advantage. I like that wording, actually. I'm going to use that more often. We can use this to my advantage, yes. I don't remember what historical battle this is from. It was something with the Macedonians and maybe the Romans. Maybe not. Don't remember, like I said. But there was a historical battle in the original Rome Total War which had you spawn in the center of the map. And, I mean, it didn't force you to do anything because that game was actually really, really good. But the idea of the map and the idea of the battle was to take your heavy army, which is not very mobile, sprint them to one end of the map and fight the enemy reinforcements, turn around and fight the main enemy force separately. Right, so beat like one... It was basically like two battles, except the first one had a timer on it. Right? It wasn't super difficult. Most people just couldn't get it in their heads that they need to sprint as fast as physically possible, make contact with the enemy, drive the enemy off the battlefield, then immediately turn around and not pursue the enemy. Essentially, why am I mentioning Romans and Macedonians here? I'm not sure who the battle was between, but basically, yeah, that's it. Why am I mentioning that? This is exactly what's going to happen here. Well, okay, this is what I'm going to try to have happen here. So, you hold the line, everyone pretty much holds the line. Start the battle. And here's the idea. Gather everything. Don't move it anywhere, because they're going to start firing anyway. And now, use the awe-inspiring power of the dragons to rain fire, death, and brimstone upon the enemy. And your archers to rain simple, humble wooden arrows at the aforementioned enemy. They have terrible range defenses. You can see they have no shields or armor. Any of them. Anywhere. So this is gonna be a massacre until they make contact in melee. But basically, look at this. I like to delay the contact making as much as possible, actually. Now, we'll go heavy with the dragons. I'll use them quite a bit. You're gonna spew your stuff? Yeah. Glorious. let's see. Do you have any special abilities to speak of? Not really, eh? Haven't forgotten the horde of orcs in one thin line that's behind me, don't worry.
Kill them! Without fail. Orifan!
Hold your ground. Hold your ground, please. For the love of fluff, hold your ground. Maybe not a terrible idea. Take the dragons, fight them. It could stop them from marching. It could buy you time. You don't know that, but there is a potential that this happens.
Battle call! Attack! Spearman! Azure! Attack!
It will be done. For the king!
Ancestors!
Seal!
Illyrian archers!
Without fail, Assyrian guides us. We go!
Mate, I don't know who guards you, but I'm sure as hell hoping there is an angel looking out for me right now.
For duty! Weapons
Massacre,
ready!
get the horses out of there.
Lothern Sea Guard!
Silver helm's my arse.
Weapons ready!
For Offlat!
They're giving us time and space, that's good.
Spearman! Archers!
Less good, less good, less good.
Orders received.
Okay, I have an idea.
Assa,
Might not
move!
work. No, hold. Spew.
Illyrian archers! For duty!
Ravens, your warriors flee, lovely. Did you just hit my own men with that?
Spearman!
Kinda looked like you did. A little bit. Maybe, possibly.
Acknowledged! Advance! Assyrian willing!
Get stuck in there, yeah?
For our ancestors! Without fail!
Northern
Nice,
Sea
little
Guard!
orcs.
Without fail!
There's one thing that really matters here, and that's the number of infantrymen that I have that can hold a line. That's these guys here. That's the only thing that really matters for the other army.
Understood!
Until they come in range.
Acknowledged!
Take flight. It's not too bad though, we've basically more or less broken
Orders received!
the enemy.
Azure, move!
So if we can reform relatively quickly, and I don't care what type of cavalry is where, just get the general cavalry in that area.
Silver helms!
I think this will work out okay. Okay, spew your stuff on those guys. Spew your stuff on those guys.
Northern Sea Guard!
Something, fire and brimstone.
Assa, advance!
Okay, what are you? Silver helms. Bit of shock cavalry, sure, into the archers.
Northern Sea Guard!
Why the hell not?
Forward! Apace!
This is orcs.
For the king! Illyrian archers!
I was hoping that's enough, but those guys are probably going to break.
For
When I said probably going to break, I didn't mean break in 2 seconds upon making contact. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, what do I pay you guys? Like, charge in, lose 9 out of 10 horses, and then be done with it. Apparently, you're shock cavalry. The only shock bit of cavalry that I've seen so far is how shockingly terrible you are. Now, in a bitchy girlish voice, where are my dragons? My unit's been wiped out, yeah. Serves them fucking right. Get up, get rid of the archers. Why are you taking so much damage? Get rid of the archers.
Assur Prince.
Illyrian archers.
Prince of Ulthuan.
At one point, you just do not have enough stuff to mount a resistance, right? There just isn't enough.
Understood. Understood. We will obey. It shall be done.
Why not take him on a merry-go-round ride over here? Let's try that.
Illyrian archers. Acknowledged. Lothern Seaguard.
Full credit to the orcs, though, for... Look. Alright, I lost my cool a little bit. I will admit. I'll hard F on that, okay? You failed. I will admit. I'll raise my hand and admit. I lost my cool a little bit. But if a dragon, it's more of a drake. I mean, this is more of a drake than a dragon. But if a dragon cannot get rid of a unit of archers in melee combat, there is something seriously wrong with the unit roster. Okay? If the enemy archers have as much melee potency as their heaviest infantry, like I said, something seriously wrong with the game. Oh, but General, but you broke them. Yes, I broke them because they don't have the morale to fight a dragon. Combat capability-wise, though, they do. And that's the issue. Look at this.
Prince of Ulthuan. At your command.
This is just hopeless. Hold. See that? Right there. Okay, do it.
Our cause is failing.
Good. Good. I am somewhat content.
Spearman! Orders received!
Are you even firing?
Archers!
Are you firing arrows? You know, the sharp pointy sticks in your quivers? No?
For Assyrian!
Acknowledge.
Okay. Get this dragon out of here, because it's panicking. Panicking dragons are not good for business. By the way, the archers came back. I'm going to need to do some testing, but it feels like the game decides when you need to lose a battle. You know? And okay, fair enough. I came into this with very tired units instead of fresh units like the enemy. Never mind, they're exhausted too, but, you know. They were on forced march. This is a terrible penalty. It's like one of the worst penalties you can have. Troops come into the battle practically exhausted. I know. This all is okay. But... like, seriously, come on.
Prince of Ulthuan. To battle. Very well.
Draw back!
Alright. Get out of here. Valiant defeat. How valiant? I don't know, we'll see. So, what did we lose? Well, we lost the entire army, obviously. What did the enemy lose? About 800 off of both. So, I wiped out basically one of the two armies, and a little bit extra. To all intents and purposes. Alright. Thomas Miller's been killed in battle, though. That's a twist not many predicted, least of all myself. Alright. R.I.P., I suppose. Whoops. Oh, we'll have our vengeance, but, fat load of good, that'll do us. Huh. Okay. I sort of expected this when,
many years ago.
I started giving stuff names. No. I will fight you till I lose the campaign. To all intents and purposes. For a brief second, I thought you declared war on me, and I was about ready to flip out.
I serve the Phoenix King, Asur Princess. A wise course. Duty calls. We march on. Quite impossible.
Okay. Well, good news for Dwarfy, you're promoted. to all intents and purposes, you are promoted, yes. And you're gonna have dragons. And you're gonna use those dragons to bring fire, death, and brimstone upon the enemy, much like Thomas Miller, except, hopefully, minus the dying. Okay?
Master of the White Tower.
With that,
Inspecting the garrison.
I mean, if I'm gonna be a cold strategist, and if I'm gonna be a bit brutal here, I actually won this fight. Right? Because what you just did is you split up your two armies. This is about to get annihilated either by this lot or by my southern army. I'll then reinforce it, bring another one in, crack this fortress, take over, and then just start flooding troops down here. So effectively, it was a Pyrrhic victory for you, but I mean, you killed one of my, not one of, but my oldest patron on the channel. And it's like, you know, I mean, if I didn't know better, I was gonna, I would think it's personal at this point, you know. And anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, want to stay tuned with the rest of the series. We're gonna have revenge next time, hopefully. Until then, though, have fun, take care, bye-bye. Matter of fact, before I leave, let's have a little bit of revenge. Hopefully.
A resounding success.
There we go. That's a prelude, a teaser for what's gonna happen next. See you next time. Bye-bye.